Hey everybody, welcome to the 11th episode of Worldbuilding with DMDave. I'm DMDave. As always, like and smash the subscribe button if you like the content. If you've been following the series so far, you probably know that I have been slowly crafting a campaign set in Dyson Logos' Mega Delve, which is pretty cool. I've actually got the infographic pulled up here because what I want to do today is we started with the Morlock Retreat here, but if you remember last time, I was a little worried that the characters might go straight down a little bit too fast, because it's pretty much a straight shot, and even from this layer here too, if they happen to go the other way, it's pretty quick to get down into the board. Now, what's pretty convenient is, according to this infographic here, always point to that. So that means as both tunnels that we saw there are going to go to the what's called the Lost River Cave West. So we're going to go ahead and get the Lost River Cave West and start prepping that up. I'm going to make it a little bit tougher than the other stuff because I want the character to be 3rd level before they get into the next step of it. But we can see what this is looking to look like here. This is going to be a big chunky map, right? Okay, well, I've already saved us the trouble of going through the whole process of getting it. I've already put it into Dungeon Draft. Made sure to save, of course. Oh, don't don't forget to save when you're using Dungeon Draft. What's interesting about this map too, that I think is worth noting, is that it actually uses. So most of Dyson's maps are going to be 1 square equals 10, and that's why you can see that I've made pretty much everything in here into about 10-foot wide corridors. But this one is actually 1 square equals 20. So we've got some especially big stuff here. So I've sized it accordingly already, but we already have what looks to be a huge map. So before I go ahead, oh, and look up here. That's where you can see this is coming from our upper Morlock levels. And this is from our lower Morlock levels, okay? We've got this huge map that we need to trace. There's lots of cool deals, lots of multi-tiered areas here. You got some natural columns, looks like some crude stairs. You've got a river running through it. You've got some areas that are built. So this is kind of like almost like a watchtower that can look down over on this like temple area. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this temple actually leads down into another section of the map. And then this egress here goes off to another section of this Lost River, along with this river here. So a lot of really cool stuff that we're going to build in Dungeon Draft. Planning wise, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I'll probably read some of Dyson's stuff, but I think for now we'll at least get started on it. Probably the best thing to do would be for me to come up with sort of like a basic, maybe like a basic like random encounter table or something. So it's just such a big open area. I don't know if it makes sense to have encounters, but we'll kind of see how it goes and let it kind of organically come to life. All right, so what's the best way to get started with this? Let's start with our area building tool as normal. I'm going to grab our building tool. We are, I'm going to select cave floor again, and I'm going to get cobble back, and I'm going to build out these areas first, since they're kind of nice and neat. They don't totally conform, that's okay. We'll just build these out. Now remember, as in the final product, these are going to end up being about 10 feet wide. So we'll do that to there. This isn't perfect, but you know, it doesn't matter. We'll just do that, and we'll draw a wall to close it off. Oh, got one more little guy over here, so let's go ahead and draw him too. And then we'll draw walls in their appropriate areas. Whoops, I don't want that one. We want our cobblestone walls, right? Oh, and I see that I drew that too. If you need to get rid of something, you click the selection tool here. Click what you don't like. Just hit the delete. So we got our cobble wall on. Let's draw our walls real quick. I think that looks pretty good for that section. Go ahead and save. There we go. I was worried I wasn't going to save. Let's see if we got any other built out areas like that. We got this up here, a little bit up here, but I'm going to draw that with walls, I think, again, or I'm going to draw the cave and then draw the walls around it. Same with this kind of weird little oblong thing here. This is kind of unique because it's got this like kind of a slope. I almost kind of want to make that in Photoshop instead, and I'll show you how to do that. We got a big old fire pit here, but I think it's time to switch to our cave tool. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab our cave tool, and I'm just going to start drawing my caves in here. All right, so all you got to do is draw these, and you can see creates a cave tool around it, so we get some nice round things. Okay, so I sped things up a little bit after I'd finished creating this big ass cave. This took a while. It definitely took some time to do, but I successfully traced the whole thing. Saved about 1,000,000 times to make sure it didn't crash, but you can see we've got the perfect outline. I also went ahead and added in a couple more buildings here. Let's go to our terrain brush and turn that off so we can get a nice contrasted view of what this is going to look like. This is really impressive. I think it's going to be really cool. So when when the characters end up going down through these southern passages, they're really going to be in for a treat. Of course, right now it looks kind of boring because we don't have any of the features that Dyson has in there. So let's turn our opacity back up. And let's start adding some things. I think the first major thing that I want to add is going to be this big river. So let's do that. I'm going to go over here back to our terrain brush, grab our water brush, and we're going to start painting some water. And this pretty much is the same way you paint a cavern. You just got to kind of trace along. Because of the size of the map we're working with now, it's going pretty slow, so normally I wouldn't do one this big, but this is the task I chose. This is the map set that I chose, so I gotta go with it. Maybe next time I'll divide it up first using Photoshop and then go back and edit. Let's see how this is looking. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm going to turn this down. I really want to start looking at what we're making here. Oh, what's cool about the water is I could change the color too if I wanted and make it more of a maybe like a brownish color would be cool, but I think we'll just go with kind of the stock color in there. It's not that bad. Alright, so we've got our water source drawn here. Let's see what we're working with so far. Looking better. Still, we want to get a little bit of that texture and get some of the cliff sides, which are really going to add some more dimensions to this. So that's what we're going to do next. If you remember from the last time, your cliffs are going to be underneath your terrain tool, or your this terrain, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be underneath paths. I'm actually gonna let's get this down to, I think we'll keep it at 1 for now. I think that's good. And we'll bring our opacity back up on this so we can see what we're working with. And we'll start up here at the top, starting with the cliffs that go here. Whoops. Get back to our path tool and start drawing our paths. And yep, all we gotta do is kind of trace the lines that Mr. Logos already had in place for us. And that should make a nice little little variations in the terrain, little like 5-foot drops or so. That'll be cool. Alright, just finished up all my cliffs, I think. Let's double check with our tracing. See how we're looking so far. Okay, cool. You can see we've got a lot more interesting things going on now instead of just this plain map. A few more doodads and we should be done. I made sure to save a whole bunch during this process because there's nothing like spending 2 hours on something just to have it crash. That would suck. Alright, So let's get our map opacity back up and see what else we need to add. We've got some wall sections here. Those should be pretty easy. Just grab our wall tool, make sure cobble's on. Turn my snap back on. Actually, let's keep it off because I'm in this. There's that one. These can be a little sloppy. Say the what you call it, built them, the Grimlocks. They can't see, so you know. All in all, you gotta consider they did a good job. Let's see if we can put a door in here real quick. We can. Good. All right, I'm gonna rotate this guy around. There we got a door. We've got another door. There's another door over here. Another door over here. All right, let's save that. All right, we've got this wall section over here, so we're going to grab our wall tool again. Again, I'm keeping my snap off just because I kind of like the rough nature of this. You know, this is hand drawn by Dyson, so you know, it's going to come with a little bit of like of that flair. You don't see a whole lot of hand drawn anymore. Let's get these walls in here. Again, we got our snap off. And remember to always try to overdraw a little when they're connecting directly because the doors don't always fit perfectly. We need a wall over here too, don't we? This one looks like it's going to be pretty small. In fact, let's open this up a bit more so we can get a good wall in there. So at this point, my cavern system is so big that when I even draw it once, it has to like recalculate all of the walls around it. So you can see there's a bit of a lag here. Even though I've clicked it, it's still waiting to do the math to figure out all the doodads. So you just got to be patient. This is a huge map. Maybe it's not even going to finish. Here. Come on. Give me my wall. As soon as that's done, I'll draw a wall in there and really start to get in there. Alright, I don't know if it's going to work. You know what? Screw it. I don't feel like waiting. Yeah, I can't draw that there. That's not going to work. So, what's the best way to do this? Alright, so I'm doing a little problem solving here. Ah, there. Now it catches up to me. Okay, cool. Let's try drawing our wall in again. I'm going to turn my snap back on. Do like that. Let's see if I can finally get a door in there. Damn it, no. Won't let me draw the door. Oh, it'll go right there, but not right there. Maybe I can overdraw even more here. Alright, there's that. Nope. No luck. There it's good. Not right there. Okay. Just keep on trying. Let's maybe take out a little bit more of this cavern. Maybe that'll do it. I don't have to get it perfect, of course, but it kind of bugs me. I kind of like the position of that door because if we scroll out, you can see there's kind of like this cool above area, which I foresee some sort of like maestro standing there and like, you know, prognosticating, or I don't know if that's the right word, positing, proselytizing. There we go. To some masses below, whether they want to listen to it or not. Alright, that maybe this one worked this time. Let's try drawing our wall again to see if we can get it in there and put a door in there. Boom! Finally. Alright, cool. Alright, sweet. Got our doors in there now. See if we got any more doors around here or any kind of walls. We got the temple. Now remember, I want to go into post, like our post, and do that in Photoshop. You can see that there's a gap here. I intentionally left it out because they have a threshold which I can insert like that, which ends up breaking it apart naturally. I think that looks pretty cool. We got another one right here too. Boop, we'll put that right there. Got some stairs going down. We'll come back to stairs in a second. Let's go ahead and save again. Alright, looking good, looking good. Got all of our walls right, got all of our walls, got all of our doors. Got some waterfalls I need to put in, some rubble. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do stairs now. Also got some pillars here too. Those will be cool to add. I'll show you how to do those in a second. Let's go ahead and get our stairs in. I'm going to go to our object tool. Gonna go stairs, and we want some stairs that curve down. So what we will do is we got this middle piece here. Gonna flip him around so he's like that. Oh, let's get rid of the shadow because it's gonna be going down on the floor. It'd be kind of weird if there's a drop shadow like that. Stairs, and is that the one I want? Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to have to use. I don't really have a clean version though. That's what kind of stinks. You get these stairs ends, but what I really need, it's like a starter. Let me see how this, see, I don't like the way the color changes on that. It kind of bugs me. What if we did this? We're going to click under. You know what? I think that looks good enough. And we'll do the same way on this side here. Let's actually take the snap off so we can get it in a little bit more perfectly. Alright, cool. There, that's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. And we got to do the same on this side over here. So I'll snap it back on, put it down there. I'm going to go over with the bend here. We need to do a mirror, so I'm going to hold A and it's going to flip it the other way. And then need the underside of the stairs. So we'll get our long staircase again. And we'll turn off our snap so we can fit it in kind of pixel perfect. And there we go. Actually, I kind of want to move these stairs too, so they kind of line up a little bit better. There, look, that looks good. Nice. So I've just kind of used sort of the dimensions of these to really kind of flip them around and make them look cool. I'm going to save real quick, and let's take a look at how things are looking without our trace image on top. Alright, cool. So our temple's kind of coming to. I'm going to build out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build the floor section here, and we're going to do this with our pattern shape tool. I think just some basic stone will be good, but let's make it kind of let's give it kind of a yellowish tint maybe. I think that's good. We're going to use our line drawing tool, turn snap back on, and outline the temple real quick. You know what? Might have to turn snap off. Okay. Try to get him lined up with those vertices. We're going to draw around this because I don't want it to overlap because of my OCD. I can turn snap back on up here. Let's do this. What I'm doing is giving our temple kind of a different floor that's going to stick out from the rest of the natural cavern. I did it kind of a yellow to give it kind of a faux limestone. It's a little ugly though, but we can change the color after the fact. Let's see what we want to make this look like. Alright, and how does that look compared to the trace image? Not great. Not real great. Yeah, a lot of time it's just a matter of where tender's 45 degrees. There we go. We'll save that. Let's see how we're looking without our trace. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. It definitely stands out. The only trick is going to be those side pieces there. Let me see if I've got something that I can put into position real quick. Not crazy about how the floor there sticks over it. You know what? Let's get rid of that for now. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to rethink this strategy, because what I want to do is in post I'm going to use some multiply layers to kind of clean this up. Let's at least give our staircase now while I'm thinking about it. This is quickly turning out to be one of my longer ones, but this is a huge map, so it's gonna take you some time to really get it done, because there's a lot of little details here that Mr. Dyson's put in. I mean, even though it's very much his like black and white style, you got a lot of stuff going on, right? Alright, so there's our staircase leading up. Got some smaller ones there for the pyre. A lot of this stuff I think I'm going to have to do in post. I mean, there's a lot of really cool doodads in this tool, but sometimes it doesn't have exactly what you're looking for, so you're going to have to edit it. Either going to have to be cool with it or edit it. So in my situation, I'm going to edit it after the fact. Let's see, let's get some, we'll use these battlements to kind of make some fake hopefully my stairs will go over. If they don't, it's not a big deal, because what I'm going to do is click it and I'm going to bring it up above the walls to give kind of the illusion that's above the walls. And actually, let's move them down a little bit. I think that looks good. And I think we can get kind of a fire in place there. Let's see if we can find an object that works for that. At least one of the built-in ones. Okay, so we got some fires here that could potentially work. You can up the size of your effect. I don't have a shadow on it, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, we could just keep bringing this up. It's maybe too big, huh? How about this fire? Yeah, this guy's pretty big. I think that looks cool. Yeah, that'll look cool. I don't get the impression. And what I can do is I can go under there and I can draw like, check this out. So I can use the color here, and I can change it to, let's do something like maybe a dark red. I think that looks cool. And all we got to do is just draw kind of along the same path that we did earlier. And you can see it drew in a dark red area there. So we kind of got our pyre now. Let's go ahead and add our columns in. So I think columns are listed as pillars. Let's see, I want some big ones here. I like a real basic kind of pillar. I think that looks cool. And these things are huge, right? Because remember, these squares are 20 feet. So, but these are holding up a massive dungeon. So these are just going to be like super impressive to the characters when they come in here. I think that. Oh, all right. So I didn't turn on my shadows, but that's no problem, because what I can do is I can grab my selection tool, and all I got to do is just click it back on. It's going to give me a huge shadow, but that's fine. And I can actually highlight a few at a time, turn them on all at once. Alright, so we got kind of our temple building here. I think that's really starting to look kind of cool. I really wish I could get, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw the floor just to the temple itself, and then I'll add in these sort of diagonal walls after the fact. So let's go back up to our pattern, our pattern shape tool. Let's pick a cool tile. We'll go with the stone again. We'll do this at 45 degrees. So it goes at an angle, and we're just going to build it along our here. Let's gonna have to turn snap off again. We'll use snap up to here. Oh, you know what? There we go. Now, my recommendation to you is always going to be never make more than you absolutely have to. I've probably broken my own rule with this, but I do plan on creating a big project. And this I think in Dungeon Draft had a lot more like cool little doodads that we didn't have in our first map, which was pretty straightforward. So this has a few more challenges for us, I think. But it's really become kind of a fun experiment. Okay, cool. Check this out. We're going to save that real quick because we've just done a bunch of stuff. And let's turn our opacity. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's really starting to look bitchin'. Yeah, I'm really digging this. Okay, so we got these big pillars. We're going to have to draw in those layers there. You know what? I have an idea. Let's do it with a pattern shape tool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on the color. Do this. We will pick, let's just do kind of a dark gray first. We're going to say, let's get our image back up so we can see what we got to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this using our pattern shape tool. I think that'd be pretty nifty. Check this out. Oh, lost my color. Alright, so 46, 46, 46 for this guy. Go to here, 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 and here. Okay. Ah! Awesome. Doesn't have a hard line, but I might do that in. But at the very least, I kind of got the effect that I was going for. So let me do a lighter shade on its far side. Alright, so we're just going to draw up to here. Turn off my snap real quick. Alright, there's the other side. And really should probably make it similar to this color, huh? I don't remember what the color is, so if you ever forget what the color is, just click back on the original one. Check it out there. It's 46, 46, 46. We'll copy that. Go back to our pattern shape tool. I mean, paste it right in there. And then we're just going to draw the rest of this. And what I'll do is I'll put in some hard lines in Photoshop. I'm not sure of a good way to do it in this. But now we're cooking. Check this out. Turn that in opacity. Boom! Oh, that looks great. That looks really cool. And I just got to draw some lines in there to really make it stick out. Maybe I could do that in the path tool. Let me check it out real quick. Do I have any basic lines in here? No, not really. Yeah, that kind of stinks. What's this? Licorice. Oh, it's a trail of blood. Log fences. Yeah, that doesn't really work for it. But still, I think if we drew some lines across through here. I mean, I'm sure, you know what, I could probably do it like a kind of a cheesy way by doing like, if I went to my pattern tool and I turned it all the way to black, and like if I did something like I'm sure if I did something like this would be kind of cheesy though. and had it like, that's kind of corny. I don't really like that. I'll just do it in Photoshop. Screw it. Alright, still, I mean, I think that looks pretty rad for some pretty quick work done to it. Oof, thing's glitching like crazy. Let me save. Let's see what else we got to do. So we got our temple in there. Got all of our things looking really cool now. Probably need to throw in a bunch of rubble. Let me pull up my image once more to see. Yeah, there's a lot of rubble I haven't put in yet. Some like natural stairs here. I'm going to do something a little bit different with natural stairs this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my, let's go back to our path tool, and we're going to take our cliff and we're going to give it a pretty narrow width. Let's give it like a 0.3. Okay. And oh, you know what? We're going to have it fade, or we're going to have it grow in and shrink out. All right, and then let's see how that works. Kind of corny, but you know what? I'm here for it. So like tiny little cliffs leading down. In fact, let's attach them all the way to the walls. Oops, I might have just deleted something that I didn't want to delete. Let me go back to my temple. Oh no. Get out of here. Okay. Alright. There's that one. There's this guy. Alright, cool. Now we've added some like natural steps in. Let's see how that looks without the trace layer over it. Oh, everything's gone kind of wonky. There we go. Yeah. This computer is, or not the computer. The computer's fine. The program's reached the end of its chain. I've put this mofo to the test. See if we can sneak back over there. Ah, it keeps glitching out over there. Hopefully when I export it's fine, but we'll see. We need some waterfalls. So let's get see if we've got a waterfall that we can put in there. Doesn't look like it. Got some droppings. Those are kind of cool. Oh, you know what? It does look like there's some waves there, huh? What is this? Okay, cool. Alright, so we do have some waterfalls. Sweet. They kind of have whatever color, so let's give it a I think that's cool. And we got one here. Jeez, look at this thing. It keeps going nuts on me. Need to rotate a little. Let's see. Kind of find a good waterfall to go with this. There we go. Yeah, it's a little big, huh? Let's get a little bit darker on the color so it has a bit more contrast. And we'll get a bit more blue in there. Alright. Whoops. I like that it's got a little bit of opacity to it. That's kind of nice. So There we go. Okay, that looks cool. Yeah, I don't know why it's glitching out like that. It's kind of driving me nuts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the water tool to go a little bit further out so it kind of matches what's going on there with the kind of fill in that area around the cliff, making like a kind of a small pool. I think that'll look cool. Yeah, that looks really cool. That's awesome. Alright, I think the other one is over here, and man, it keeps glitching like crazy. I am pushing the limits of Dungeon Draft right now with this giant ass map. Alright, remember in our used, we can just get our waterfall tool again. Let's rotate this guy so it fits, and then shrink him down a little bit. Is that the right way for it? I think so. Yeah, that's right. Alright, it's going down that way. I'm going to have this little spill over here, but that's fine. I could fix that in our thing. But look at that. That looks beautiful. Alright, we'll just do like we did last time and do like a little bit of water. So there's like a pool that gathers there. Not great, but it's okay. Here, we'll just fill this whole thing in. I know Dyson didn't put in his original one, but I feel like nature would agree with me here. Alright, I think that looks pretty nifty. I think that's all my waterfalls from his map. Let's crank the opacity up on the trace layer all the way up. Make sure there's no other hidden waterfalls. There's not. I think we've done a pretty good job. I think what I want to do, just to finish this out, we're going to stick in some rubble, and then I'm going to export it, and then I'm going to get this big old monster uploaded into Roll20 and draw some dynamic lighting again. But this is where I'm going to leave it off today. This is a huge map. Done some pretty cool things in here. I'm just going to have to adjust some of it in Photoshop, and then I'm pretty excited to get it into Roll20. I'm not going to stack it up yet because I don't think there's a purpose for doing that, but what I'll probably do is create, at the very least, like a random encounter chart, so if they do happen to wander in here, they got something that can slow them down so I can prepare for the next session. Anyways, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button down below. Make sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.